Hello everybody and welcome to episode 2 of the Illicit Lounge. You've got myself, Ryan Hayden. We're joined today by Craig Scully, aka Oscide Music, and my co-host, Mr. Shaun Gannon down the end there. Welcome back, boys. Sorry, welcome back, Sean. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Fourth podcast?
Fourth one ever, yeah.
First ever podcast?
Listen to the other one the fourth day, went fairly well. So
I think we were fairly happy about it there.
Yeah.
Got plenty of nice
Started something
feedback.
special, I think.
Yeah, we got some plenty nice feedback off it anyway. Bit nerve-wracking, obviously.
Yeah, something new,
I think
it's
you
something
always
that,
expect a train wreck, but
it needs to
I don't think it
develop,
has to be like
obviously, we'll gain confidence and
Definitely.
kind of figure out what way to do it as we go along, but so far so good. There's been some really nice feedback. I've been happy enough with it so far. But yeah, I suppose we'll kick it off this time around. We'll talk about a few bits that's happened in between the last podcast and this podcast. So I think the last one we recorded, we were kind of gearing up for Illicit's 8th birthday. We were doing Chasing Status in Here and Now Club, and Jesus, what a gig.
Man, that's the one gig it's sick. I didn't go to all year. This stuff.
Two years, mister. You didn't get it. You
You
said
didn't
last
go,
time,
yeah.
I'll be there, lads. You said it in the podcast last time.
happened, lads.
Appearance.
just got too cozy.
Yeah.
That's all that was. I just
That's fair enough. Look, it was. I'm still
Oh,
lost.
video
I'm still lost
Do
for
you know what it
words,
was
but,
when I was reading through and I was watching videos just from Dublin, around that weekend as well. It was like drum and bass had taken over
and
Dublin
bass,
for that
yeah,
weekend.
yeah,
the whole
because
weekend.
you see, you had Dom over. What's the second name? The guy that does the bike riding. Dom Whitten. Yeah. He was over in Button Factory on the same night, which is again I highlighted it in the last podcast. Crazy to see in Dublin.
Yes.
They're lucky to get one
Did
or
you
two
go to
little.
the bike ride thing?
Huh?
Did you go to the...
I wasn't in the country at the time when it
Oh,
happened.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I missed it. But he didn't do it on the same day.
Right,
So
yeah,
he'd done
yeah.
it 2 weeks previous, and then I think he came back then 2 weeks later for his club show. But that was what I was saying, is it was busy. So you had us, we hit sell out, we were fucking jammed up the road, great gig, the atmosphere in it, that's kind of, I suppose, what I was trying to get across. I've never experienced that like it in Dublin. It was like a festival atmosphere inside the club. It was 5-6 people up on each other's shoulders, tops off, swinging them around, it was just intense energy from the beginning. The two boys, Connor and Panda Dre, opened up, and within the first hour, it was 10 to 11, right? So the place wasn't even open an hour, and they were doing spin backs on tunes and people just losing their shit in the crowd on absolutely
Nature's
mental.
healing.
It was so good to see.
Yeah.
I was so taken back by the atmosphere and the energy in the place from it was sick to see. It was really especially the fact that it was drum and bass as well. I suppose as we were saying, you don't get much of it around the city in that big room, drum and bass.
weird
full
to
of-
see something like that.
It's great to see, man. It's great
so
to see.
weird. I was just absolutely sick of this day. I was working.
Well,
obviously, but,
look,
We were only
we
talk-
have another big one coming up.
know.
we were talking about in the previous episode as well, the origins of the drum and bass.
Yeah.
the drum and bass man, yeah.
For it to go full circle then.
Yeah.
the
What,
big
that
weekend,
see,
like,
that
as
was
well.
what you just said there, full circle. It was definitely a full circle moment, and not only for, I suppose, us as a collective and myself and Keith and but even with the lads, Connor and Dre, they're two of my best mates. I grew up with them and stuff. So to kind of years ago with Connor, because they're also MCs as well as DJs.
That's what we would have seen.
So years ago when Connor first moved to Ireland, we were only 16 or something like that. And we used to use. He's from Manchester. So we used to record, we were still in school at the time, we used to come up to my ma's box room and we'd go up and we'd have a webcam as a microphone, an actual webcam, but there was a mic installed. So he'd hold the webcam to use it as the microphone, and I'd use virtual DJ. And I'd put a beat on that I get off YouTube, and then I'd record him rapping over it, and then we'd make a little YouTube video and upload it. I think they're still on YouTube. I won't tell you what to look up because it's but that's how far back it went. So when you go, so the likes of All Together Now Festival during the summer there, the guys were doing, they were performing at that as well with the Outside Records crew. Again, shout them out last week. Another shout out. We're gonna have the boys in soon to have a chat because they're smashing it. But to see two of my best mates going from my ma's box room, recording on a webcam to performing it All Together Now, and then again getting to one more for Chasing Status, to them that's like the Jeff Mills of drum and bass to them. That's one of the first people they would have listened to getting into drum and bass back in the day. So not only us as promoters, kind of full circle moment, but for the boys and as mates and just kind of across the board, it was a kind of very full circle moment. It was nice to see.
Well, it went well anyway, didn't it?
It went very, very well. Yeah, no, so long may it continue, let's hope there's going to be more drum and bass coming into the city because it went so well. I have a lot more confidence in kind of going into the drum and bass now. We've always done drum and bass. It's always been a lot more kind of locals, all that kind of stuff. We've tipped into the odd few acts that we've brought over, but it's always been kind of touch and go, because if you had another drum and bass gig on across the city, it might affect our crowd, and so we kind of never really tipped back into it. But since Chasing Status, it's definitely given me the confidence to start trying.
I think the want is definitely there.
Yeah, it's definitely grown, and I've seen it across the board over the last couple of years, bass music in general, that UK kind of bass,
sound.
that
Even the
UKG,
garage
the garage
now,
is blown up at the moment. It has been over the last while. You've got into
Even
Panic
I've gotten into it recently.
I'd be surprised that you weren't into it though, because you're into that dungeony, dubby kind of, and it goes hand like
classic UKG. Like I love that old school 90s.
Because that's slap.
Some of the new stuff I just I don't know.
You're thinking the likes of speed garage and stuff. You're
talking that speed garage. I like some speed garage and stuff. But some of them wonky bass lines, you know.
Like if you listen back to the original type of slap funk stuff, like, you know.
Oh yeah.
What was Stack? You know, and the drill. You remember that tune, Stacking Papers, but you know, and that's quite dubby kind of wonky sounds.
I suppose, but I'm getting more into it lately. I've actually just recently downloaded a couple of garage tracks that I'm feeling. Like one of them. I don't want to embarrass myself. I can't remember the name. I think I showed you last day we were here having a mix. Remember that?
You did actually. Yeah.
You came up to take a picture.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, there's a few absolute bangers out there at the minute with the garage.
But no, the bass music. I think the bass scene in general, it has certainly grown over the last couple of years, and it's great to see because it's so big in the UK. Like we went over, we were playing when we played at Park Life in Manchester, and the first year we done it 2 years in a row, wasn't it, Keith? And the first year we couldn't even find the drum bass stage. It was like I think I found it in the last hour of the last day, and I was like, this is where it's been the whole fucking time. You serious? It was parked off in the corner. Whereas the second year we went, it was one of the main stages, and it was where the likes of all like it was where like Joseph Capriati and Loco Dice and all the big like kind of Paradise showcase and all would have been. It was a big stage, and then the year we went down the second year, so it showed like even the difference that they knew they had to give it more attention. Then like it's growing across the board, man, and it's great to see. It's become quite not I wouldn't say mainstream, but there is that kind of commercial element to it as well. You've got the likes of Boo and Headaches, and you can see even Chasing Status tipped into them guys that are a bit more kind of mainstream to kind of, you know, get themselves back out there. But
you don't like Magwood?
Jesus, no, I haven't. When was the last?
As an artist, started.
Like I have no plans to go back anyway. We've done the 2 years there. Great festival. A great experience, but I suppose as a punter, I'm not a mad fan of the day festivals. I hate going to a festival, having the time of my life, and then being like, what? We have to leave now? But on top of that, like where it is, it's massive. Like it's so big compared to any day festival here. So when you have to leave,
the best day festival,
like tens of thousands of people all leaving at the same time, and it's just a nightmare to get anywhere. Like it's so bad.
And you ever go to the gig in Slane or anything?
Slane, no.
So you finish up at 11-12 o'clock. Then there's at least a 5k walk back to where the buses are and the roads where they let you roll in.
Done M&M there, and I was.
That was 2014.
M&M was there. Yeah, I done M&M there, and I drank 8 cans on the bus, and we were even drinking. We even had what's the stuff you get in Spain that's illegal here?
Oh, the absinthe.
We were drinking absinthe and everything on the bus. Twisted getting off the bus. I was sober by the time I got up to the top. That much of a walk. I was sober by the time I got to the gig.
Jesus.
It's a trek, it is.
Yeah.
I've never seen M&M. That's so cool.
It was deadly, but again, I was hyping myself up because the night before I'm watching. I was watching all his old school gigs. You know, he comes out with a fucking chainsaw and dungarees, and
I wasn't like that.
And it was real raw. And he was performing like Slim Shady LP, and then went to this, and it was just like you can't even. He's just a dot away from you, and he's playing all like.
I was born in Yellow Wolf as well.
It's probably an unpopular opinion, but I wasn't mad on the live band playing the beats.
Yeah.
I kind of like the rawness of the proper beats and the DJ.
That to me last time as well.
I think we had a bit of a conversation about this. Yeah. In certain elements, so the likes of
venues, I'd say.
Like let's say go and see Maverick Sabre.
That's what it was. Yeah,
I enjoyed that. Like it's a bit more of a singer. It's a bit more of a kind of band type thing. But when you're talking hip hop, like it needs to be them raw beats,
especially at a festival or something like.
Yeah. The actual beats.
But festival or not, like it needs to be them that kind of raw beats. You want to hear the proper bass and not a fucking guitar playing it.
Maybe mix it both.
Again, it could be an unpopular opinion. A lot of people probably enjoy it. But I think you can't go wrong with the DJ.
Tell us what you think.
But that's the crack.
Get the questions in.
Boys. What have you been listening to?
Jeez, all sorts, man.
Yeah,
like listening to or spinning, you know.
Well, I suppose you had the Dungeon Meet gig there a couple of weeks ago, so you were, I suppose, prepping in that sort of way where you're only kind of listening to and putting yourself in a mindset of a certain type of music.
Exactly. I tried to perform to that kind of genre of the, like, would you call it a genre? Like, they nearly have their own genre, really, don't they?
The very specific sound, yeah.
But yeah, no, it was an amazing night, man. I think it went well. I knew people were complimenting me.
Man, you smashed it.
Yeah, it was deadly.
You smashed it, and I think even Brother stuck around from what you're saying.
He was definitely a start. It was like, I think it was the most nervous I've ever been on.
I remember he arrived.
He arrived right like the second tune in or something. I was like, oh.
He didn't even go down into the green room. So Tristan arrives with his mate from England.
Yeah.
And then the two boys were ready to go. Wanted to get
straight onto the dance floor.
They wanted to get the tequila in. They wanted to go into the green room and have a good time. And fair play to Brother. You came out because he was after them talking. I think you have been back and forth quite a bit because you won one of the competitions, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I have another release coming out on Interwave, which is Brother's label. Yeah. So yeah, it was.
But that's another one. You had one previous to that as well.
One previous to that, but that's on Shay Demir's label. The House of Shay.
Right, okay.
It's a track called.
But then you came up, sorry, then I'm getting confused. Did you come as a runner-up in one of his previous competitions? You had previous kind of history there with Brother chatting to him and the kind of entering his competitions.
Yeah, I've entered all the competitions. I've only won 2.
Right.
So the 2 I've won.
Only, you still fucking won.
Yeah. There was other winners as well. Like, I was actually, there was a couple of Irish winners, the Easy Peelers, shout out to them lads.
Yes,
they actually won.
Two boys.
So they have a release on Shay's label as well.
Great producers. They were actually there the night of.
Great name as well, by the way, Easy Peelers.
They were there.
Shout out for the best name ever. Like,
they were there. I hadn't seen them in ages. Jake and Kev.
Yeah,
they were really sound guys.
Oh yeah, they were there.
They were there.
Of course, yeah.
I had a good catch up.
Same, yeah. Shout out to the lads. But
there was actually a really, I have to say, it was the week after Halloween, so it was a lot harder to get the heads in the door.
Yeah.
But the people that
were here,
the people that were there were just proper house heads.
So good.
I didn't see a single phone out. Everyone was just dancing.
Sammy said it to me after. Sammy said it to me after the night. It was so good to see no phones, no flashing. Like, thank you for that. And I was like,
yeah, no, he had a good time, and that's what I suppose you're always a bit nervous, especially if you're not getting the crowd you expected. You're always a bit nervous. Are the headliners going to be impressed? Are they going to be pissed off?
Yeah,
but the two boys are so down to earth, and it just made their night and our night that the fact that the people that were there, although it wasn't packed, they were all just there for the music. They were there for the two boys, and they, like, even, you know, like every tune that dropped and they're whistling and they're screaming and the reactions were there. It wasn't just a dull dance floor. Like,
even from yourself for them warm, the reactions were
and we just pumped the room full of smoke, just kept whacking the smoke machine out, just fit out the room that bit more, and it was, man, it's such a vibe. Really, really good.
Yeah,
really good.
Just have a bunch of diehards up the front, like
die-hard house heads.
But yeah, it went great. I ended up playing 2 or 3 of my own new tracks. That one that's coming out on the thing, and Sammy was straight up and he's like, "Oh, that's your own." And I played one that he didn't know yet. Then so we heard that for the first time. He was fairly happy with it. So I have to say,
that's the next release.
Yeah. That's actually another release coming out on Shay's, but that's for a different
busy man.
Yeah, man.
That's the old part 2.
No, it's all
part 1's finished.
But the thing is, lads, the records of one, they're taking so long. Like,
because they're vinyl releases, aren't they?
So they're like, they're literally, it takes about 2 years, like
waiting on the press,
especially since COVID and all, things have really slowed down. Yeah. But yeah, it's just a waiting.
I've heard of that kind of thing happening before, though. I know of a lad that was after getting a release on Carl Cox's label. This was going back a few years ago. Prior.
That was the name of that label.
Don't ask me. I just remember having this conversation with him. Me and Collie were playing a gig out in, I think it was Navan, and he was saying it to me, but he didn't end up releasing it on it because they wanted him to wait 2 years before the release.
Oh, yeah.
So the release date they'd given him was like 2 years in advance, and he was like,
yeah, I was nearly waiting 2 years for that release with Jay.
But were you made aware it could be?
Yeah. It was just after COVID and all, so
he told you, like,
I didn't mind anyway. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to now getting a few more out now for the new year. You know, getting the head, especially now we have this new studio space, all my stuff there.
Yes.
So
yeah,
it's
it's nice to have a space here to kind of get yourself put in that one.
I feel like it's only starting to kick off.
I think it's good that you don't have to keep breaking everything down, setting it back up now. You have it just a solid.
It's great,
and I have it. They can go in, pick it back up.
Exactly, and I have a bit of a setup at home as well. So I have both the home setup and the studio setup.
So you can kind of start a groove at home and then kind of get in here and kind of expand.
I am missing me machines at home. I'm not gonna lie, I'm missing me drum machines and that. But
you still have a push at home as well.
I have me push. I have a bass station as well, and
so you're doing all right.
Yeah, doing all right.
At least you have my monitors in the gaff actually. So at least you have monitors. I have
thank you for them, by the way.
I have the RX3 in the gaff, and I was trying to I was playing tunes the other day through a fucking Bluetooth speaker, and I'm mixing on the headphones. Sounds quality. You take the headphones off, and it's just a lot of like. You couldn't even hear it properly as it cooked. So I had to pick. I'm gonna just pick up a pair of HSO foils or something for the gaff.
Good too.
You know, just a little small pair, just for the gaff if you have a few people over Christmas or whatever, you know. But yeah. Any parties you're looking forward to going to, or is there any?
I'm sure there's a few we can't talk about at the minute.
We keep it in the bush,
but
And the other, do you know it's going to be a good gig actually? Collie's on warm up, and I want to go and check out the new club as well. I haven't been there since they've installed the new booth for DJ Seinfeld. Seinfeld's in there. Is that next week or the week? It's I think start of December or something, isn't it? Yeah, but that's I'm gonna go in for that one. Cool. I'm looking forward to that. If
I'll go with you.
Yeah, that'll be a buzz. I'm looking forward to checking out the new club. So we kind of highlighted it in the last one where it's great to see. Huh?
What did you say they're doing to it?
So it's a new booth. So do you remember it was like a stage? Button Factory was always a stage. It was a step up onto a stage.
Yeah.
So it's like what they've done is like, I don't know if they've cut out and out of the stage or not, but it's, from what I've seen in the videos anyway, you walk over and it's like you jump down off the stage into the booth, and the booth is built on the ground where the dance floor is. So everyone you're playing to is like at your level in front of you, like, do you know what I mean? And they have these real cool lights around the booth, and it looks solid. And then obviously they've the new lighting system as well behind.
They always had a sick lighting system.
Yeah, but they've installed new ones again since. So it's.
I used to actually go to the sound training centre many years ago. In the factory, yeah.
I think I remember that. Was that in like a little basement?
I mean, that
underneath?
was so like that's showing me age here now, lads. But what?
Was that in a basement? Or
no, that's
above.
I wonder if it's still there. I'd say it is.
Sound Training College. Actually, Luke Kelly, my stepbrother went there. It's a private college, isn't it? Yeah. My stepbrother done a year.
Serious studios. They used to anyway. But they used to give us a tour down of the Button Factory back in the day. They always had top range lighting systems and sound engineers. And
we've done many a gig in there,
decent
and I think we've always been very happy about everything in there, about production, sound engineer on point, service from the people that work there. We've done some solid gigs.
I've actually never played there, didn't
I? Do you know, funny one, me and Judgy actually closed it out for a free party.
We played there as well. Did you not set up a gig there, or did you just have?
You did play there.
I think me and Andy played the free parties somewhere. Yeah.
I think it was, we were teaming up with Paradox. We done a few years ago when we were still over in Sweeney's basement. That was our first kind of step into bigger venues. Was kind of doing stuff with Paradox, doing free entry parties, and we teamed up to bring Jacob B over as well with them. And that was our kind of first.
I was on a release with him.
Fuck off, really?
I was on a release with him. Yeah, my first release on the Colwell Recordings.
He used to.
I was the Colwell Recordings, the lads in Waterford.
Yes, actually, Collie's had a few releases on them as well. I'm nearly sure he has one on that. I could be wrong, but I'm nearly sure he does. I think he has one.
If he doesn't, he should.
The lads, if he doesn't, he should. But they had a couple of names that kind of blew up on that back in the day. But Jacob B was definitely one of them anyway.
He used to sell very well over here.
My first release was a track called What You Mean. I still actually get a fair few messages about that track randomly on SoundCloud and stuff today. So I got a lot of listens and stuff. But anyway, I was on a VA with him on Conway. That's random. Was he like Polish or something? Is he?
Polish, yeah, he's Polish.
Yeah. Shout out to
he actually only did he not only
he started making techno and stuff then, did he?
And he only actually
was like when he was kind of
he went quiet for a while, and I only seen him recently enough, maybe in the last year.
So long ago, that was like 2012.
He released a track with Richie Corrigan, as an Irish producer. He released a track with him only recently enough. Yeah, cool. I don't think he's very active, but he still releases the odd few bits. Yeah.
Shit. What's the crack with you? Have you any releases lined up?
No, I don't have any. Well, like I have plenty of bits I'm working on, but nothing that's signed, sealed, and ready to go. Last release was the one that we brought out on Illicit, on our own imprint.
The remix.
We rebooted the label because we just didn't really have time for it with everything else going on with the events and stuff. But when we did do it, we didn't do it full. We kind of just done Bandcamp releases when we originally done it. And we'd upload it to our SoundCloud and stuff. We didn't do the full hog of Spotify and putting it up on Beatport and the whole kind of shebang. So after it went quiet for a while, like we've had some solid releases. Like there's some really good streams I think still to this day on the old stuff. Like Jack, he's a producer and DJ from up north, really good. JXCK, he released Stinkin' Rick, and I think that must be close to 1 million streams by now, is it? It was in, last time I checked, it was like 500,000 on the SoundCloud alone, and then the YouTubes have a few good 100,000 as well.
Deadly.
And then Obscure as well, they released their first ever EP on it as well. That done fairly well. I think that's still up on YouTube and still gets decent views as well. But again, it was all just streams. Like we didn't really sell it. I don't think we got many sales on Bandcamp or anything. But this time around, we were like, right, let's reboot it and let's do it properly. And then obviously putting the content behind releasing it as well. So not just kind of throwing out tracks and that's it. Like we do. So we done it with Second Nature. The two boys are kind of wouldn't say new enough, but they have a few releases behind them, but they're kind of really coming onto the scene now. They're up and coming, and they're doing really well. They warmed up for Obscure when they were headlining Index.
The track as well, I listened to the release steadily.
Yeah. Two really nice tracks, and then I obviously done the remix on it as well. So it was that was the latest release. But I suppose while we're talking about the label as well, little shout out, like anybody that has music they're cooking up and they want to submit it, get in contact. You have the Illicit page, I have my own personal page, or else just hit up Ryan at illicitdublin.com and get them tracks over.
We're going to wrap up here, and I'm going to end up being on the desk there. Fucking taking all over.
But no, quick shout out there. Anybody that wants to submit some music, get it over. We're always looking for new music.
And it's not just about sending music, it's about joining a little collective, I would say. Well, it's not like...
it's always been
it's not about just getting your music out there and then that's it. Like, it's...
We like working alongside new people and always giving people
a bit more involvement as well.
Exactly.
Rather than just...
And now that we have this space as well.
Exactly.
We can collaborate and... lots of things.
But like, I suppose what I was saying there about not just releasing the music, but giving it in this day and age, 2023, and the way content has gone, we give it that whole hog of like we done the little Q&A with the guys, and we done a little breakdown, separated it into videos, putting it up, and it's. Some people say it's a hindrance. Some people say it's a good thing. Of this, the way you have to promote yourself now, and
it's both. It is both.
It is both. You do miss the kind of rawness of it just being music and about just music heads coming to the parties, and whereas obviously underground music is pretty much widespread, nearly mainstream now these days, and whether even though it's still underground to an extent, what you listen to can be underground, but. At the forefront, it is quite widespread mainstream. Everybody wants to become a DJ these days.
Do you have the other end of it? Then it's a lot easier to become bigger now. Like if you have that one viral video or that one big track,
it's the algorithm.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna bring it up here actually because
the talent always does kind of like rise to the top. At the end of the day, especially online, like people they don't jump behind people that aren't talented.
No, of course, yeah. So but again, there's so many people that are really, really talented, but they can't push themselves, and they don't know how to create reels, and really they might be just quite an introvert. And they almost
kind of fall myself under that category in a lot of ways, and I'm only kind of learning the last word.
So that's like it kind of goes hand in hand. You do need it to an extent, and that's why I suppose we kind of want to help people do that as well. When they have a release with us, and they might not necessarily be good at promoting themselves, we try and give them that little boost and do the kind of Q&A with them and all that kind of stuff.
But like if you have what? Let's say 5 releases or something like that each. You probably have 200 in the vault. Right? You're just like, you're not willing to.
Unfinished.
You know what I mean?
Projects. Oh my god! If I could.
Or finished, like it could be anything. You could be, you could be just sitting on loads of them, but you just you don't either. You're not into the push for them, or you just don't have the time, or you're just not feeling that one. That's the
story of my life.
So but it's always going to be like you said, the top 5 or the top 10 or whatever. They always like rise to the top.
100%. Yeah, that's how I feel anyway. Especially especially in house music and like as like underground as some of it is, it's very it's almost niche like these days, like so.
Especially with the amount of subgenres you have as well.
Yeah, like
it's like someone can say I listen to house music, but that you could be on 2 very different spectrums of what kind of stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's so widespread.
But again, like I suppose going back to bringing it up that it's widespread and it's very much at the forefront and everyone wants to be a DJ. We put up earlier on the social media, if anyone has questions, send them in, or any topics they'd like to discuss. This was kind of similar to what we're discussing now, so I said I'd bring it up. Like someone had put in saying DJing is becoming more casual. Sorry, one second, now click on it properly. Now, DJ becoming more casual is better for the music scene. Now I asked him to kind of elaborate on that because just to get it more clear, and this is the more people DJing, the more people listening to different genres instead of the radio, which means other genres can grow. Like garage has grown a lot over the past few years, like we discussed earlier. So yeah,
I kind of agree with that in a way. Like
well, the more ears, the better. Like the way,
and the more selectors, the better. Like you know what I mean. Like,
but again, it's across like. Prior to COVID, I find that even it's a very different scene prior COVID to now, and I think that gap of that gap of them few years really changed people's taste in music, because when you turned 18 and you're going into clubs, you might go to your first few clubs you go to, it's kind of a commercial, and then you get led to one of your mates bring you to a more underground.
Through that.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's a natural thing that you need to do to progress your taste in music.
Yeah.
So, you start going out, would be a commercial club you go to, then you, like years ago, then you ended up getting brought to the Hangar or something by one of your mates, and you're fucking oh, what's this fucking music? This banging, you have a great night, and then all of a sudden you're looking into that. Or for me, it was going on Fever Radio when I first started DJing. I was playing very commercial kind of deep house music, and then being on Fever and listening to the person that was on before me or after me or whatever, you were getting more of it. Oh, what's that tune? Oh, and you were getting more of a taste for more underground music or different. It might be a bit more techno stuff or more tech house stuff or whatever it may be. But that's a natural progression in your taste of music. Whereas I think people that didn't get to go out, so they were only after going 18 when the pandemic happened and they couldn't go out. So they didn't have that natural change because they weren't going out and experiencing it. So their experience is what they're listening to on TikTok.
I think a lot of
do you know what I mean? So when they come out then off the back of it and they're 20, 21 years of age going out for the first time, they automatically want to go and listen to this heavy hard style type of music. Whatever that video is instead of exactly, they didn't have this, because that's what I found, like house music nearly dropped off. You know, after COVID, and everybody was listening to this. Well, over techno / hardstyle
in Ireland, I would say, in Dublin.
In Dublin and Ireland, of course.
I wouldn't say other places.
No, UK and stuff, it's booming, and that's what I mean. I've seen it firsthand.
We have such a different scene. It's very peculiar. It's just
big time. But again, I'm putting it down to my own personal opinion. Is I'm putting it down to that gap of people not getting to go out and experience music and getting to witness. Like, because prior to COVID, there was so much nice house music being played. Like when you go to Berlin D2, you go in there 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the day, and it was always that lovely, like good French kind of house music. 126, 128 BPM.
Even the bookings that we were doing like last year, or the
them years.
Sorry, just so confused. But like the likes, who do we have over?
Bel Air, COEO, Black Loops.
Do you know what I mean?
And people would attend.
Even further down the line a bit, like Joko, that was after.
Well, Joko was after, but that was just after.
Yeah, it was just after. And that was amazing.
Sold out about 2 weeks in advance. Unbelievable gig. But again, I think that could have kind of partially went down to the fact that it was just over COVID. People just wanted to go out and party.
Exactly.
That could have been fucking anybody.
But you're like, even
shout out Joko. Colder now, actually. Sorry, Colder.
Yeah, just call him Joe.
Yeah, well, what a man.
Legend, yeah. He actually, shout out, he played my track Energy that's coming soon. You'll hear it soon.
That was his Locust mix, wasn't it?
He played this opening track of the Locust mix for Locust London. Who's on that label? Archie Hampton, is it? I think it's Archie Hampton.
Yeah, is it the same owner as Fuse? No, I might get Enzo. Is it not Enzo?
Oh, it's Enzo. Is it one of them? Yeah, sorry.
Jeez, we're getting like no, but Enzo definitely owns Fuse. But is Fuse and Locust? I think Locust could be the same owner, but sub brands or something. I could be wrong there.
Could be wrong here, but yeah. Anyway, shout out to Joe, for spinning that. I get a message a week on Instagram or SoundCloud like when you're releasing this.
He's a gent. He's a gent, but that kind of house music, I'd love to see it kind of making a revive here.
Yeah,
I think the house music always comes back around, and not that I'm bashing any other kind of genre that's playing at the moment. Like there's still some absolute great parties, great acts, and great sounds that are being put out there at the moment. But I do definitely miss that style of house music. Like there is still plenty of collectives that are pushing it. You've got Resound, you've got Foundations, you've got Omni, and there is still some solid gigs that do get done. But again, these are only in 200-300 capacity venues. Like they're gone are the days where you'd see, District 8 used to be sold out, Hangar used to be sold out, like over in Button Factory sold out, and they'd be all house. Like you'd have Shadow Child and Huxley and all these kind of heads that were selling out, and now it's. Well, like you still, don't get me wrong, you have Route 94 played up in Index and with Shadow Child.
It's constantly changing though, like it's constantly changing, you know what I mean?
It is, definitely.
So with all these releases and everything like happening among ourselves, well, yourselves, and like starting to like get out on the labels, and I hate to bring the money into it, but like when you're getting paid and stuff like that, just wanted to change the topic a bit. Did you see that shit with Spotify?
Shit, man, yeah.
I didn't read too much into it, but it's like they're bringing the minimum amount of streams to 1,000 before they even consider for monetization.
Yeah, that's.
And then even then, I think it's like 5 cents every few months or something like that. 5 cents a week or something.
It's actually like a joke.
Not like it was never a big payout anyway, but just the fact now that you have to get the 1,000 streams before they even start paying out, like they do get condemned quite a lot for.
What's your thoughts on it? Good or bad or both? What's the pros and cons of it?
I wouldn't say there's any problems with that.
Unless you're putting out like millions of streams, it's not really going to affect many people. But at the same time,
probably for their infrastructure, there's probably pros, but for the creators themselves, probably not.
From a business standpoint, I'm sure there's loads of pros. Like
probably
from
making millions just on them 5 cents.
But from an artist perspective, I wouldn't say there's any.
I'd imagine the reason they're doing it is to try and stop an influx of music, maybe like every
Oh yeah,
time the
and I
guitar
think
just
they've also stopped like do you know, like recordings of like background noises and like rain. I think they've deleted a lot of stuff.
Really?
Like that. Yeah, because that used to
Meditation
that used to
music,
take
all
up a
that
lot
stuff,
of plays, a lot of revenue or whatever for them as well. So yeah, they've done a lot.
Although, if you had like a few 100,000, like a few million people listening to sleep sounds
That's what I'm
every
saying.
night.
Yeah, now
Then your
I don't know how
getting
right
millions.
I am with that, but I heard
Yeah.
a different podcast and they were discussing it. Like so, they've definitely done something to that extent. You know.
It's nearly like it is hidden streams, though, nearly like.
Yeah,
Because
that was the whole issue.
Every like musicians themselves, like actual creators, are like are starting to push, or they're pushing like to the max.
And there,
as much
like,
as
there's
they
a
can.
sleep sound or like a background noise.
5 million.
Yeah,
streams on it, they're like, what are we doing wrong here?
But like, that's the whole thing with streaming. It's just mad. Like I never, ever wanted to do that. That's the thing. I don't think I've looked at streams on any of my tracks ever. You know, I don't do it. It's just, but I want to push records. I want to get vinyl release. I want to.
You keep it genuine. as
Yeah,
well,
like,
authentic.
I want to make music for myself and make music that lasts out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That bit longevity. I know that like some people will like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Keep it
all.
healthy,
That's
yeah.
all I want to do. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're making music for streams, like fair play to you, but it's
I think I only go as far as
it's
the
an
streams,
uphill battle,
yeah.
like, do you know what I mean, isn't it? These days, but yeah.
But if you were putting more into the music then as well, like you said,
If it
it
means
does go
something to you,
longer.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
in life.
And I was lucky, like winning them competitions with and getting involved with Shade Amir, which is a legend. Shout out to him. He's been like one of my mentors for the last couple of years. And
You stay in contact with him quite
yeah,
a lot,
he's
don't
been,
you?
he's been there for me a lot.
You were in
especially
contact with him before the competitions and that, weren't you? Like just little
at
bits.
the first one. After
Yeah.
the first one, I randomly got a phone call from him. Like just sitting in Ballymoney in my room, like, and
Yeah.
I get a phone call. Shade Amir comes up on my WhatsApp. I was like, this is a joke. So
I still remember. I think
Yeah.
remember you playing it,
yeah, I was mad.
playing it to us then afterwards.
Yeah, I actually did, yeah.
How surreal of it.
But yeah, because actually I think I had missed a payment for the subscription to the Brothers Patreon, so I didn't find out I had won the competition.
Right.
So no one had told me. I didn't know I even won. I didn't think I would have won anyway. You know,
He's just showing in for the crack, like, yeah.
So Shay was ringing me to tell me, you know, and then we got to talk, and then that was it. Like, you know, he was there for me through a lot. Like, my mum was sick for a while, cancer and stuff, and he was there for me through that. Like, so he's just a nice person, you know. Shout out to him, and I'm working on a couple of other projects with him now, hopefully for next year. So.
Savage.
He's actually sent me samples from like the legend of Giorgio Moroder. You know Moroder? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it. Moroder. Yeah, I'm bad at pronouncing.
The
Yeah,
soundtrack,
Scarface. Like he sent me the actual samples.
Was I listening to that the other day?
from
Listen,
E equals MC.
So good, the soundtrack.
Yeah, so he sent me the actual samples from this track E equals MC squared from like 79 or something. Like big tracks. So I did like a remix and stuff for that kind of. Well, not a remix, but I used bits of it. I probably shouldn't speak too much on it.
Yeah, don't tell
Anyway,
people.
anyway,
bring it back. Bring it back. Anyway.
Yeah, but it's just the legend of a man. But yeah, big ups.
You were saying what you listening to. There you go. I want to redeem myself.
Yeah.
Last episode, I basically made it sound like I fucking
hate club
shit all over
music.
club music. The exact words, man. I just
listen
said
to
I don't
hip-hop.
listen to it. I don't really listen to it. I like club music. I don't really listen to it. But if you wanted the flavour of what I listen to, there you go. The Scarface soundtrack. I listened to that in work the other day, from start to finish. Like there's no words really in it. Like, but it's just. It's nice to work to, but like I love like the scores.
Yeah, would you listen to my scores? Yeah,
I love
one thing
that.
I never got into. I
don't know why.
And I do love them when I love watching a movie with a great score. I get mad into it, but then I've never actually listened back to them. You know, I probably should.
Oh, man, so many good scores out there for music.
Definitely.
But yeah,
Like Hans
just wanted to redeem
Hans
myself on that one.
yeah.
Yeah, but like it isn't always about electronic music at the end of the day, and I suppose.
Oh, definitely not.
There's a lot of the most famous artists in house music now don't listen to house as much, you know that way. Like they get everything from the classical music, disco.
Oh yeah,
but that's where a lot of
tribal
influence
music
will
or
come. You hear
something.
something like, I want to sample this is sick, I need to sample this. You know, that's where a lot of like
Just watch The Alchemist. Anything The Alchemist released, he literally just goes digging every day for hours. And then someone like if you go through all of his samples, like some of the samples. Some of it are from like German folk records or vinyls that were they had 100 copies released once back in 1968 or something like that.
I love it.
And it's very hard.
He's actually a legend. I'd watch big fan of Action Bronson as well. I'd watch that. Fuck that. I love all them. That little crew man. They're fucking deadly.
And just on live bands as well. I know we're like with hip hop and live bands, it's not like we were saying. Like we don't really agree with it with the big stadiums or like big.
But in a room, like
Action Bronson's band, HGH, the Human Growth Hormone band.
Yeah.
Watches NPR Tiny Desk concert.
Oh, it's my favourite one. But you see the one where he fucks up? You mean?
Yeah,
what's the song? Man. Oh, he's so good. I love him to bits. Yeah,
I love watching them Tiny Desk concerts, but.
Me too, man.
Freddie Gibbs was my favourite one, and then Action Bronson released that with the band. And
I always loved the Mac Miller one.
Miller ones.
And Anderson .Paak.
Yeah, Toilet Players one's good as well.
Yeah.
Anderson .Paak is a sicko, big fan.
Love him. Sicko on the drums. But the song where like I listen to soul a lot, like deep funk. I found a lot of new artists.
It can't be a nice soulful voice.
Oh man, I found shout out to I don't know her name now, Cleo Soul. I found some artists recently, man. She's definitely like underrated as fuck. But it's almost nearly gospel-y soulful, but her voice, man. I think I'm gonna make a little edit or something, man. But
that shit.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of stuff, man. A lot of hip hop and stuff.
Hip hop would be kind of the.
A lot of J. Cole, a lot of boom bap.
I showed you that guy in the car, didn't I?
Yeah. What's the name of the UK?
We had this conversation last week.
Kofi
Stone.
Yeah, every time I'm in your car, I hear him.
I'm very like that when I I listen to an awful lot of stuff.
I do as well,
I'm sick of it.
I rinse albums a lot. Like.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but there's a lot of albums that I had that like I'd add. That Kobe Stone would be one of them that I'd listen to like from start to finish. Like for example, Nas Illmatic. Like there's not a single track you'd skip on that.
So, I went to see Nas recently with Wu-Tang. Remember he was playing?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I didn't get to go to see that.
Fun fact about that is a couple of tracks on Illmatic. DJ Premier sampled Nas songs for that, like off. So like the first 2 or 3 tracks he sampled for track 4, 5, and 6. So he's just resampling his own samples, and it's
deadly.
You're into the
legendary shit.
Like what's behind that.
You get into a lot of them old school hip hop samples.
Like, oh my god, love to see him.
Shook, do you ever see the breakdown of how Shook 1's part 2 was made? Like, the beat.
Track lead. Go on to track lead on Instagram.
I don't think I've seen that. Oh, I did see that actually.
There's a really good breakdown. I can't remember the original sample now.
That's a great.
I can't remember it.
But the way they do it, they stretch it out completely and then add it like it's
deadly.
So good. Like a lot of that old school hip hop is just pure sample based.
Yeah,
well, if you want to get into the samples as well, I can't remember the name of it, but you know the new Wu-Tang the series on Hulu.
Yeah,
it just shows the story.
Is that the actual like show? Like I think it's just called Wu-Tang or something, isn't it? Or
something like that.
But it's an actual like
there's actors and all that.
Yeah. I wasn't into it.
But
it's very far fetched.
I was like, it's a bit.
It's very far fetched. Like
it's just
very.
It's
more so like just
audience,
a big drug dealing thing. Like it's not really. It's just
maybe it's the way they sample, the way they like stylise the sampling and show like the breakdown.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I seen the bit where they showed RZA like getting
he's not the band.
Yeah, when he was getting the SP 1200, I think when he was first buying that, I seen that was a good scene. A few good bits in it, like, but not for me. Yeah, I seen Wu-Tang 3 times now or something, and like the first time was in Tripod back in the day. It was unbelievable. Yeah, man, I used to go Tripod every week.
Now you're really showing your age.
Stop. Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, no, I used to go Tripod a lot. I used to know one of the bouncers. Shout out Jay Carroll if they're still knocking about. But yeah, I used to now have to queue in, and it was steady. Great time.
Never got to experience it.
My first club experience was the Tripod. Like.
Never got to experience.
That was the one up at
the Hard Rock,
is it? Yeah, where the Lewis track is. Yeah.
Is it still abandoned?
What's it?
It's still empty. I think there's still
a bit of stuff there now. Yeah, yeah. I've walked around there recently, and it's all built up.
Oh, we thought it was like to let or something. No, but the actual building itself is still.
Oh, there's a few things in it, but I think the main it could be still to let actually.
So I think the right venue is like a gaming company now.
Is it?
Let's just say
it was Jam Park anyway. Like that was.
But like as in it's like I don't know if it's offices now, but it's like a big gaming development company.
To be honest with you, with the layout of that building, the suits the office, like that looks like any tech company.
It's the only really like super club. We had kind of nice. It was kind of
at the time. It was a
for us.
On paper, it was a super club.
Yeah,
man, big time.
I suppose, yeah.
Jesus,
how many one of those is this?
It was a phenomenal club in its time. Like it was outrageous.
Big picture of Scarface and 50 Cent on the wall.
And then the penthouse upstairs. It was just such a big building. Like it was huge.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was going to see Jade Carney Shout out Jed Carney's out.
Yeah, where's she? Did you
She found Steve Lawler up there, up in one of the...
Yeah, there was like...
Was it a
Hoyley used to bring a lot of really cool gigs out to that.
Steve Lawler was wasn't the name.
That's a name I actually... That's a name I have not heard in a while.
Yeah, he was a bit of a dick. But
Jesus.
we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
There's many of them.
That's
I'm sure, and you have...
I'll say no tales, it happens, but look,
So we have a few recent
as they say, don't meet your heroes sometimes.
Yeah.
Look, majority of the kind of DJs I've dealt with have always been fairly fucking
cool,
sound. Bar one or two, but I won't say any names, bar one or two, which would, like, one of them was, I think you remember, recently enough, I think I told you the story, well, fairly recent and that. Anyways,
Just don't
we
say
won't
his name,
we won't get into it, but like it is very disappointing when someone that you're really looking forward to having over or whatever can end up being a bit ignorant or arrogant, or I don't know, let's just say not what you expect them to be like. Can be a bit disappointing and put a bit of a dampener on such a
in fairness, like I think it was, for me, like just shitting on Steve Lawler there. I think he was expecting a bit.
Is he still active? I haven't heard his name in a while.
I think he had what was the name of the thing? Viva.
Yeah, Savage. Yeah, he had a Savage label, man.
Amazing.
Back in the day,
I remember he started out with Darius back in the day. And
Darius is still smashing. He's still doing very, very well. Moxie, his label, Moxie,
killing it. But yeah, what to my point, I was just saying, I'd say he was just expecting a bit more of a crowd and like different room, better sound. Like it was just a shitty little room at the time, and there wasn't many there. He was just like kind of took his emotions out a bit on poor Jed.
That happens. That happens. Yeah, but as I said, it can be disappointing to say the least, especially if you're really into the artist or you've been following them for a while, listening to their music. It can be quite disappointing when that kind of thing happens.
Don't ever bring your hopes up for
Oh, well.
That's why I love. Sorry, that's why I loved how the Dungeon Meat gig went, because Tristan and Brother are like my fucking like my favourite DJs.
Solid guys as well, man. Such
just so fucking cool, man. The moves out Tristan on the decks.
Yeah, he's out on a lovely one. Did you see he went over to, is it Tanzania or like some man? He went over to Africa like the day after. He flew from Dublin to
what a legend, man.
Africa.
Just the vibes, just good vibes. You know what I mean? No fucking no shit, no
bullshit.
Yeah.
I need to get over to a slap funk party, man.
Oh man.
I need to check.
That's on my hit list for sure.
I need to get to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Bring the podcast on the road.
88 next year, man. 100%.
Yeah, I think so. I think we need to do it. Bring the podcast on the road. We'll do.
Slap Funk is one of the best labels.
It's a label I've been following since.
It's run by, if I'm correct, it's run by Samuel Deep and you.
Well, the actual owner, I think his name is Yogi.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shit, man.
See, I was trying to get them over for a while.
Okay.
Dealing back and forth.
Yeah.
I tried to make it happen. Still might, but never know. Like, you'll see what happens. But it's definitely a party I'd be interested in having over here. They're savagely so good. Yeah. But the parties they throw, I follow them in Telegram. And they have a Telegram channel that you follow, and like so all the party stuff, and they post in. You can kind of keep up to date.
They do gigs in Brett, I think a lot. That club Brett in Amsterdam, and the videos I see every year, it just looks. Like it's
very, very good. Noise, again, no phones, no nothing. Just big music, and everyone just on the buzz, like. Yeah,
and Brother Tristan are known for playing serious sets there.
There's really good DJs that play with them, like Heidi as well. She's sick up.
There's like so many good on that. Like
your man Dennis Quinn as well. Have you seen? Dennis Quinn is a phenomenal producer.
He's going years well.
He was. The most recent release on the new Dungeon.
Yeah, you were straight up to them on the decks and you heard that and you're like, what's that?
No, I actually already knew it. I was like, I was saying it because they had put it out in their...
It's coming out on Dungeon and they were actually kind of buzzed that you sussed that then, they were like,
I said it to... I was talking to Tristan after, I was like, send me that file. Because I think it's only coming out on vinyl.
Did he send it?
Yeah. No, I'll drop a text. Yeah. He said he said he was.
Make sure you get that.
He promised me it because I was like, man, I need that track. It's sick. I actually only seen Lauren Lowe's song dropping it in her. I think she was doing the DJ mic the other day, and she dropped it in that as well. Everyone was losing their shit to sick track.
Do a lot of artists do that? Like, really have like a look at mailing list kind of thing. Like if they're dropping a track, that you might just get automatically sent 10 of them a week or something. Like that.
It depends. Like, so I think a lot of the time you wouldn't really send out the track until it's signed. You can do, but a lot of labels wouldn't like other people having the track. They don't want it out, so it's only when the label will pick it up that the label will probably send it out to a lot of the DJs that they'd kind of deal with, and then you'd be able to kind of give it to the odd bigger scale DJ. But in terms of that, like, you wouldn't.
So you keep it
close to you.
I've seen a screenshot, and so I can't remember who it was, but it was on someone's story there a while ago, a few weeks or months ago.
Yeah.
But it was I think they put up a screenshot of their like a comment list or something like that, and it was downloaded for, and like obviously their rep was
downloaded for who's the most Rich John, that's the most famous one. That's going years.
Yeah.
And then people actually used to share that.
Some people would give their actual opinion, and then it's just always Richie on is downloaded for all. Yeah. But see, sometimes it can backfire, man. I personally feel it can backfire. Like
I've never done that.
There's certain tracks that get rallied by every big DJ. Like, do you remember Max Dean's track?
No.
The Future Looks Bright. You would know it because Sidney Charles played it when we had him over in
right, wasn't it? Oh yeah.
And it's like it has the piano in it, and it has that hip hop. It has the hip hop, high pitched hip hop.
The synth.
So, but that one got The Future Looks Bright by Max Dean, and it got rallied. Like, I mean, for a solid year, every single big, minimal tech DJ, there was videos of them playing it, and then we had Sidney Charles over, he played a tramline, and for ages, like, everyone wanted, like, I was dying to get the track on myself. I was like, that's a banger. Couldn't get your hands on it, and it was every DJ was playing it. All you're seeing is videos, and by the time it actually gets released, you're sick of it. I've seen videos of people playing that 100 times now. Like, I don't want that anymore. So it can backfire in that way as well. It overhypes it, and by the time the release comes, everyone's like, oh, fucking heard that a million times. I don't want to get it now. And so I think it can backfire. I think it's right to get it, like, at the right time.
That's why,
a month or two before the release, you get the odd couple of videos, or just even one or two solid videos of a decent DJ playing it to a big crowd, can work wonders. But when you have every Tom, Dick and Harry playing the track, it can burn you out fairly quickly.
I think that's why the vinyl market's a bit different. Like, with vinyl releases, like, because you're not going to be sending out that many demos, like, and it keeps it that uniqueness to it as well, or that demand that, like, if you have 300 copies that are going out, like,
there's a track. I think the artist is Slam, yeah.
That's a label, I think, or is it an artist? I can't remember.
I think it's the artist. Collie had I think they had only released 25 copies of some EP they had on Bandcamp. Collie has it.
Oh, right.
But when they sold out, then I couldn't get it. But it's not up for digital. They still have put it up for digital, and they won't ever. Yeah. So I'm still waiting for Collie to send that.
Having to do a rip. He does.
But see, that's the other thing. You can always do the rips as well.
Yeah.
But it's never.
But I think they're not like,
never solid. Like,
it's on YouTube or something, like. But I don't know.
YouTube will always compress the sound of it anyway.
Yeah.
Shout out to Collie as well. He has a few work in progresses.
He has been cooking.
Oh my god!
Has been
we were up here the other day, man. He's absolutely loving the machine.
I think he's 4 tracks ready for.
Oh man, the one we got together.
Not far off.
You want to hear the one we got together?
He showed it to me. I was up here with him the other day.
Is he gonna?
He went in about 10 different directions within the space of 2 hours or something, man.
He showed it to me here.
Idea machine.
He still had all the channels that were just closed, and then he was like playing me the beat, and then he was just like mute one channel, and then he'd open a piano, and then he'd turn off the piano, and then he'd open mad fucking pads, and he had loads of different.
We recorded so much, and he just kept going and going.
But that's the beauty of being able to record.
Yeah, man, get that shit finished, Corey.
He's smashing it though. Yeah, like the first track though, that first one that he made as well. I'm really into that one. He showed it to you as well, Keith.
And he's working on a remix as well. I think there's maybe a remix competition for.
It is.
Yeah, so I can say what it is. It's for Huge Tunes on that label, Huge, HOMJ. But yeah, that sounds sick as well. So big ups, man.
He's very busy. Very busy.
And to think he wasn't going to join the studio.
He turned the studio down.
He wasn't going to. Yeah.
He's like, no. And then Scully went into it, and then he said,
yeah, we're gonna leak all your shit, man.
He was like, yup.
Yeah, no, it's working out anyway.
Bored, and I'm glad he did. Now it's nice to be able to have the trips up here, kind of knocking heads and
not the kind of like pry too much into it. But is he gonna be releasing them independently or?
No, I think he wants to release them. He wants to get a release out there with them. Yeah, he wants to send them and get on a label or something. So we said anyway. But yes, we'll see.
But also, like he has this little idea there of top floor tracks, which is kind of
that's cool.
Like top floor tracks, it's a little bit mysterious. Like because I suppose looking at it from an outside perspective, if you didn't know about it, it would be a little bit confusing because sometimes when he puts out a release on it, it says top floor tracks and the name of the track, and you're like, is this like a label or is it an alias or is it? But it's kind of
explain it.
I'll explain it. Yeah, so Dre, Panda Dre. So he is top floor where he lives. It's a top floor apartment, and we've all had top floor apartments, been in 3 different apartments, been top floor. So it's just this thing that we'd be up in Dre's on the top floor. Always either whether we were mixing or making a tune or just everyone be chilling. I always go to Dre's Gaff, would always be the one you go to chill out and make music or whatever before we had a studio space. So it kind of stemmed from that, and then any track that was made from Top Floor would always kind of be like a blend. It wouldn't be just Collie's track, or it wouldn't be just Dre's, or be like one of them tracks that when you go up there and everyone's kind of just gelling together. Like on the first track, when you listen to it, it's like you can hear he left the microphone on for like a half an hour, and the lads are just chatting away and talking and just like
he left it
and
in.
Then he sampled that. So on the build up into the track, it's had like tribally drums and like real. And I think he used like, I think there was a couple of instruments that were up in Dre's that they used as well to throw in bits and bobs. But like you can hear someone going potatoes and stew or something in there, Dario or something saying it. It's a sick track. I think Cody Lester and a few other people picked up and wanted to play it. It was, but and then it just went kind of it went kind of quiet. Then like he did nothing for ages. And I've been saying to him, "It's like, man, brand that shit up and get it going."
It is a good concept.
It's a great concept.
And they should explain it as well.
But there's a couple of more. No, I am finishing it. But like there is a few more tracks to come out on that. And again, it's more of a collective. So he doesn't want that to be releases from any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Like that's only going to be. It's a kind of a special thing of like. It might not even just be Collie, like it could be Connor and me and Dre up there, and we've created something, and that's kind of made up in Dre's. It's like and again it has that natural element to it where you have a couple of like natural samples or whatever. We go out and record a couple of bits, or you know, because there's one that me and Dre are sitting on as well for ages. You remember that one I said it has the steel drum and all in it? We're sitting on it about 2-3 years, probably longer.
Steel drum.
Yeah, I'll send it to you later. But that's that's going to come out on that as well. But that's why I was kind of trying to push Collie, if you're listening.
Get your shit together.
Going. We're gonna. There's some nice projects coming up.
Can't orf through that door now.
Here's
born it all.
There's some nice projects coming up on that. So that is another thing that we kind of keep an eye on. Because he'll be advancing with that.
Loads of up and coming things.
It's been nice because I suppose when you move into a space like this, it puts you on a creative mindset.
Yeah, I can't wait to start collaborating with people as well, like some of my mates and stuff. I want to maybe do some lessons as well. So anyone that's kind of like that I know that's up for learning some stuff, hit me up. Should be ready to go probably the new year maybe. Likewise as well, we'll be doing some DJ lessons up in the studio space, so anyone that's looking to get into DJing, whether it's DJing or music production, hit us up. We got you covered. I'm gonna be doing it all.
Talk about it,
but only kill cunts.
What are we coming up on there?
50.
He's still a bit talented. Have an El Nata. An El Nata.
And else you wanted to bring up, lads?
What's gigs is that coming up?
Gigs. That's good.
I
do have one to plug. I have a big one to plug. We have Slane and Tarkno.
You up the techno?
Yes, I'm very excited about
that. Absolute legends. You see him, man. The videos here, man.
I just seen.
So good, man.
So it's a new party. It's a new concept that we've started up.
Looks deadly.
It's
love the artwork. Love the.
You can thank the man in the background there, Keith, again.
Shout out Keith. You should have a microphone on right now.
He's too much of a makes it happen. He sits in the shadows and makes it happen. But no, it's a new concept we've came up with, because I suppose with Illicit we've always been across the like it's a broad range of genres, house, drum and bass, everything. But just kind of something, we wanted something fresh and new, and diving into I wanted to dive into the techno a bit more, and I just didn't, instead of just rallying another Illicit show, like I was like,
great bookings, man. Something fresh, really cool. I think you pulled it out the bag with that one, because you've a great following there. Your man on the decks is unbelievable. I've listened to it.
It's not a co-pro, is it, or just fully as yourself?
Yeah, so the way we've kind of set it up, it's Valhalla and Illicit, and Here and Now, obviously, because it's going to be in Here and Now, so it's the kind of three pushing it, but really heavy local lineup as well. I've got Dylan Fogarty, who is
killing it.
Man,
his productions.
He's only, I think he's only 21, 22 years of age, and like for the age of him, like he's
I'm not a big techno fan and shit, but I listened to his productions recently enough on Bandcamp. I think I even bought one or two of them, man. It's
that hard groove, techno.
But the production was like, it's so solid, like everything.
It's sick, and like for the age of him to be producing that to the level he is, and he's such a humble young guy as well.
The techno scene is it's killing it.
He reminds he's like, to me, it's like next Tommy Hallan type thing. Like he's the next generation of that, because he's smashing it for the age he is. But anyways, we have him on the lineup, and then we have young Max Aero. Max Aero, he's going back to back with Shannon Blessing, which they only recently done the back to back there in Wigwam, so they're buzzing to do it again. And then we have DJ Optic as well, Garrett, who's another sick vinyl DJ. He actually knows Slane from being over in Berlin. They've had a few studio sessions or a few mixing sessions together, so they already know each other, so it's only right for him to be on the lineup as well. And then you've got up, like, it was split across 2 rooms. Then you've got Gary Taint from Research, another phenomenal producer and DJ. And then you've got Ackerman, with James Ackerman. He's from DLRM Delirium. He was the original guy to have Slin over.
Yeah.
He had them over in Tengu. Heard it was a great party. I didn't get to attend.
Tengu's a spot.
And then you've got Collie going back to back with Prince Prada as well. So Prince Prada, he's moving away in January, I think. So this is his last gig in Dublin. So
send up.
a little send-off gig as well. So it's a heavy lineup of locals. Heavy lineup of locals, and then on top of that, so Slane and then Tarek. No, Slane is from Berlin, and then you've got Tarek now, who's based over in I think Australia. But like they're vinylists, straight up vinylists. 4 decks going at the same time, 4 channels up, chopped to bits. Sick.
No frills, just straight up good DJing, good mixing, good selecting. I was mesmerised watching the video, so that's a sick show.
Really,
and I actually seen the videos before, and it didn't click with me the name. So when I seen the lineup, then I seen you posted it, I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be lit.
So if you haven't checked them out, jump onto Instagram and search 100%. Them up and look at their content, and check out their mixes. And it's going to techno. That's going to be on the 8th of December, and that's in Here and Now. And tickets are on sale on Eventbrite and on Resident Advisor. Jump on it, get some tickets, come down, check it out. It's going to be sick. It's going to be a really good night of techno. So there's that one to plug anyway, and then there is another one coming up as well at the end of December. I can't really. Can't say it just yet. It's coming out there now.
Next week. To Christmas, New Year's.
It's in between Christmas and New Year's.
That
nice little period, that little break where you don't know what fucking day it is. You wake up and eat fucking turkey sambos for breakfast, and then go back for a little nap before you go into town.
The what's it period?
What is it? It's in between them that week, and it's another one for the drum and bass heads. That's all I'll say. It's another one.
We'll leave it there.
We'll leave it at that. But keep an eye out. We're gonna have a nice big Christmas drum and bass piss up, sickness. So looking forward to that as well. And then after that, I suppose, what else can we plug? Really, no. Like there is plenty of stuff cooking. Obviously, we've got more podcasts coming up. We're gonna keep plugging about this. We do have some cool.
Thinking ahead into 2024 as well.
So releases as well. We're gonna get the finger out with you. We're gonna get some releases.
And then obviously, the label as well. Anybody shouted out earlier, get the tracks in, send them across.
100%. As well with the lessons, the DJ lessons, we'll put more info about that up soon as well. Definitely. Get some collaborations going down as well with some like-minded individuals.
And plenty of gigs coming up in the new year as well. Again, obviously can't talk about them now because they haven't been announced yet, but
big things, man.
Big things coming. Say that in the mirror 3 times.
Something might happen.
See what happens. But so what else can we plug in the last few minutes before we wrap it up?
Ourselves.
Plug ourselves. Jeez, I don't know what you'd be doing in your spare time. We have a little spreadsheet here.
No, some of the questions. Did you say?
There was a couple. There was one actually. Sorry, there was one more that we didn't bring up.
Maybe we do.
There was a couple more. No, actually, there was a few of them. I did actually. I forgot about them. We'll jump back to them. Why is Collie so sexy? Is one.
Who sent that one?
I wonder who sent that, Ryan.
Dylan Jackson. Favourite venue you've ever been in?
Ever been in Ireland?
No, like in general. What's the most favourite party?
I'm recently back from Ibiza, and I'm going to say DC 10.
I've never experienced it.
I've seen. Jeez, I'm forgetting who else I've seen.
Is that one of the Solid Groove lineups?
Yeah, I've seen Solid Grooves. I've seen that was for the another night, I think. I've seen Solid Groove. Was it twice? No, it's only on once a week.
You see Michael Beebe made his appearance.
What a legend. Would have loved to seen that. But what a club, man! Oh my god, it's just look. I was there in the dead of summer, absolutely ram-packed, but still the atmosphere was unbelievable.
I'm looking forward to checking out Ibiza.
In Ireland, I'll say Tripod.
100%.
Best memories of my life in Tripod. Out of body experiences. Seeing Wu-Tang from France to Wu-Tang to just Tripod.
Sean?
I'd say the original District 8 probably one of my
District 8.
When it was up in the Tivoli.
I used to Tivoli Theatre back in the day.
Newly Man there at Halloween.
Newly Man.
Reggie Snow there, for fuck's sake.
Did you? With Reggie Snow, yeah. Good shit.
But that was as Tivoli. The District 8 didn't bring him over, did they?
No, I think we should. I don't know who it was who brought.
Would have been
who brought Newly Man over.
No, well, Moody Man would have been them, the District 8 crew, but Reggie
Snow, no, it was...
that would have been an early gig in the theatre, like.
Yeah, there was a DJ on first, then him. So it went from kind of housey music to hip hop, and then back to just a regular night then.
I seen Ferry Corson back in the day in the Tivoli Theatre. It's all my mates will remember this one, but the place got shut down. We were supposed to see Ferry Corson and then John O'Callaghan. Remember John O'Callaghan?
Yes.
At the time.
Yes, yeah, that trance, all that.
Oh my god, what was it?
All that emotional trance.
What was the name of that song? Anyway, yeah, that big emotional buzz. But oh no, it was Ferry that didn't show up. Yeah, John O'Callaghan was supporting, and Ferry Corson didn't show up. And
why did they get shut down though?
Because everyone was crowd. The crowd started throwing balls. Everyone was screaming Ferry. You know, like rowdy crowd back in the day. Everyone was on the bombs and all back then. Like it was them angry trance days, like or whatever. You know what I mean? So people just love.
And yet they're going to listen to big emotional trance.
Yeah, hands in the air for about 10 minutes. Yeah. But everyone off their chops. Yeah, that was one of my first like club experiences as well. Like back in the day, you know.
You could age you going to that?
Underage. That's a fake ID.
Oh my god.
I'd say I was 17. But anyway, yeah, it got shut down. People were throwing bottles. John O'Callaghan was dodging bottles of Heineken like a fucking ninja up on the... I swear to God, it was mad. Garda came in, kicked everyone out. Everyone screaming on like, Ferdy.
On a mad one because he didn't show up.
And then everyone just walked out. It was like...
That's gas. And the fact that...
But the Garda fucking... I think they did nick a couple of people.
And yeah, you could do the complete opposite, and I've often been to gigs.
I haven't seen it since. That's the first and last time I've ever seen that.
Yeah, but yeah, I've often been to gigs where the headliner doesn't show up and people don't even know the difference.
Yeah,
they're going, it's deadly, isn't it?
Yeah.
They don't even realise
back then, it was probably even pre-Facebook and all, you know. I think that's how old I am. Shit.
What about yourself, Sean? What's your favourite venue?
Favourite, probably the original District 8.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I asked you already.
Yeah.
Well, my answer, what would I be?
Yeah, what's your...
Ministry of Sound in London, that main room sound system and all, like the way it's set up, people stop.
I've never heard it. I haven't heard any fucking London club, which is a
that's a really good club.
Yeah.
But as in terms of favourite, it's too hard to answer.
Yeah.
Because I really I enjoy different experiences. It depends
on the party.
Like I really enjoy the basement vibe and like a small intimate, everyone packed into a basement. Like I've had some of the best nights of my life at certain gigs in the same venue I've been to 100 times. But yeah, you know, I could have one really good experience in a different venue. Like
without picking in like a name in particular, like what would you prefer? Basement, festival, arena? Like what would be our most preferred?
Oh, that's so hard.
For me, festivals, I'm a festival.
Because then there's indoor festivals, outdoor, summer, winter.
It's so hard to choose. Like, do you ever go see Damo Dempsey in Vicar Street?
I haven't, no, but it's supposed to be religious.
It's fucking... if you're from Dublin, you have to experience that one stage.
I've seen the videos of it.
Like, oh my god, it's like a... Yeah, it's a gathering of emotions. It's everything. It's, I love them. But, I'd say that's one of my favourite gigs as well, like the Damo Dempsey around Christmas time in Vicar Street. Like you will cry and you... Yeah, sorry lad.
We back on? Sorry, you was talking about...
Technical difficulties, I had a bit of cry there.
Talking about
the Damo Dempsey gig and we all had a bit of a weed.
Yeah, it got too much for us. Yeah, technical difficulties.
I suppose, what were we talking about? Just getting immersed in them kind of gigs though, it is great. Like,
oh, stop man. I was one of the best gigs of my life. I've been to 2-3 of them now, and I will be going as much as I can. Like, they said I couldn't get tickets this year. Too late. But like,
I don't know if I said it in the last part before I cut off, but again, working in the industry and always being around gigs all the time, you lose that kind of getting immersed in it. You lose that feeling of getting immersed in it. You're just kind of in there. Whereas I went to see Maverick Sabre and in the Olympia, I think it was, and that was the first time in ages that I fully got immersed in the gig. Actually, fucking, felt emotion. While
that's the first time I've seen you really get into an artist like that. Like
Maverick Sabre is one of the
normally he's on the other side. He's working it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You actually finally get to go and let loose at it.
He's just. Yeah, he really is one of my favourite artists in terms of like his singing ability, his lyrics. there's not many artists that I can listen to and really kind of just get lost and emotional while I'm listening to it, whether depending on what kind of mood I'm in, and to enhance my mood, or depending if I'm feeling a bit down, you can listen to a song that you can relate to and actually, you know what I mean.
There's serious ones as well, and there's a bit more playful ones as well.
Yeah, exactly. These is where he does a bit more kind of hip hoppy stuff, and then these can be very, very kind of soulful as well. Some of his tracks he reminds me of like an Amy Winehouse vibe, and then some tracks he'd be, you know.
What you put up when he put the Mav's version of what's the album?
So when he re-sang his new album,
when he done Let Me Go, the new version of that, I put that on my story straight away, and I was like, that's worthy of a Bond theme.
Oh man,
James Bond, Joe, the strings and all the whacking out, man. It was unbelievable.
Amazing, and his sound comes as well. We actually, speaking of demo, we actually bumped into him at the last demo gig. Like we were colleagues, they know each other.
He knows him.
So we end up just chilling with me, fucking singing away with him.
He came up to Bow Lane. We were chilling.
I don't know if I said that or if that was cut off.
That's I know. I think it was cut off before. We were talking about demo, and then we moved on to Maverick after we were talking about demo.
But yeah, what a gent!
He's a great guy. He came up to Bow Lane one of the nights with Nate. Lads, and he was had a great chat with him. I went outside and had a natter with him for 15, 20
I don't know if it was caught, but did you say he was going to be on the next episode?
Yeah, man, if you're listening,
jump on. I have him there in the WhatsApp. I'll drop my text. Man, let's make it happen. We need to get the views up first.
That's a good shout up.
Yeah, no, I'd love to have him on. I'm sure we can make it happen at some stage. He's always back and forth in Dublin, and I know him through a friend of ours, Nate, and he always links up with him. So I actually seen recently enough the Belters Only boys that when they done their sellout gig in the Tree Arena, and Mav kind of opened for them. Like he came out and shouted them out. He has a couple of tracks coming out with them. Like,
I've seen someone like that.
Yeah, man, and it was actually when
the lads are killing it, aren't they?
At Light Festival, I was working the District 8 tent. I was stage managing the District 8 tent, so I couldn't leave for the whole festival. I was over at that stage, so I didn't get to go and see Belters and play the main stage. But my mate Nathan that was over there, he got a load of Whopper videos, and he came back and he showed me and he goes, this is one of the tracks they're making with Mav. I don't know if I should be saying that or if it's allowed out there that they're making with Beep. Hopefully I'm not saying too much, but
we need more technical difficulties.
It was like, man, I swear to God, I can't wait for it to come out, because it was like
a few edits just
so good. Such a good track. Like I can't wait for it to come out. He showed me the video of it and I was like, man, what? Like,
and the reactions of people,
proper old school house vibe to this one. Like this everything about it. Piano on the drop, the vocals that Mav does on it. So good, man.
He's very active that one. Like,
I think I've seen that video.
From what you can see, like he does look after like more in like an independent artist as well, like, and he's never afraid to jump on any kind of track.
You do realise that's why he re-sang that album. It's because like he made no money off that original album.
Yeah, you still don't want that whatever deal or something.
Yeah, but the whole thing was the guy had that good chat with him, and he was explaining this to me. Like he said that the whole reason he re-sang it is like it's about pushing. He wants to push independent artists. He wants them to, like, he doesn't want to be letting them get eaten up by these corporations and these labels that are acting as if they're giving you this really good deal, but like you actually
your bollocks back.
You end up owing your bollocks back to them, which I didn't realise. That's so even a music video,
if they give you an advance of
that they want
50k, so most of that goes on your rent, your food, a bit of studio time, and like paying artists and venues and everything. Half it's gone in a year. It's supposed to last you whatever, and then like you spend more time just trying to pay it back of that 50k, and then they're still getting all the royalties as well.
Plan B took him. You remember Plan B? Plan B took him in.
He's a legend.
He's very close to Plan B. I remember I listened to his podcast.
He took him in as a
over into London
rapper first, wasn't it? And then because I think I seen an interview, he started off as a rapper, and then I think it was Plan B heard him singing one time pre-gig or something like that, and then was like, you need to do that. And then once he started to do that, then it started to hound the craft.
I think he gave him a couch over in London and let him move over to London, because he's from New Ross and Wexford, and he moved over to London and started spending loads of time with Plan B, and Plan B be in the studio all day, and then he'd give Mav the studio at night time. So then like Mav would just be up all night like making tunes and just putting his heart and soul into it, like. So, like, I suppose, obviously, from getting that kind of push from an artist that he looked up to at the time, and, you know, he's always kept real and kept that kind of, you know, wanting to give other artists a dig out and keep that independent kind of buzz going. It's great.
Big ups, man. Saber,
yeah. Sick up.
Sounds, I look forward to sitting next week. And
look it up. See you next week, I suppose anything else there we can run through before we wrap it up. What else did we have in the little spread?
No, I don't know whether we were talking about the next question before we got put off there. It was that there's a bit of concern about the next generation not being able to stay up past 2 a.m.
Did that get cut off as well?
It might have been cut off, yeah. But
Right,
we were only
okay.
kind of comparing it. We didn't kind of get too into it. We were just kind of comparing it.
The
new
question,
generation,
the question.
What's the question again?
The question was new generation not being able to last past 2 a.m. And I suppose I gave the opinion of it's a little mixture, I suppose, of the fact that Dublin is so expensive now. So their bar spend, I've seen it in the bar spends, and I've seen it on a student night where they're puking into a cup by 2 a.m. like they can, because
Students are, yeah.
whether you're a student or whether you're not, like whether you're still, you could be 21, 22 on
Yeah, I'm not
first time
just slating the students around, but yeah, it's like...
But it's down to the cost. Like if you're not going to be able to go out and spend, like at that age, go out and spend £8 on a pint and buy like points all night long,
And paying.
and
Well,
then
you can't
go
blame
and get
them
a
because
taxi home. So they're drinking, they're getting pissed before they show up. They're coming in langer. They're only buying one drink when they're in there, and
They
then
can't afford it, like, as well, you know, they can't, but it's just a mad...
yeah.
mad.
But Dublin's
Yeah.
always, I suppose, to an extent, being.
But
a little
going
bit
home
like
by
that.
2 a.m, like, it's only an hour and that left to the club, like, just stay.
But it's not by choice that they're going home by 2
Yeah,
a.m.
I know,
It's
yeah.
they're falling out the club,
They're
or they're getting
getting
carried out by the
varied
bouncer.
out or whatever, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I get you, mate.
Look, if
But-
Ireland's fight for opening the clubs till 6, like if that comes through, when it comes through, I'm not even saying if, when that comes
Fucking
through and it
better come
happens,
through.
like there's probably going to be a bit more education around.
But
Hopefully
gonna
there's a bit
take-
more leniency as well with the prices and a bit more of initiative to actually head out and to fill the clubs till 6.
Well, I think you nailed it there. What you said there's education, Sean. I think I think it's going to be very hard to justify opening till 6 for the clubs who are still paying for SEOs. I know they got halved, but they're still paying for SEOs. They're still paying extortionate insurance rates, and for them to stay open, you know, they need to be able to make money. So
yeah.
we're just having talking
need to
about
be packed.
we're just talking about lads getting
The lads-
slashed.
the clubs
Yeah, but
need to be
whether they're
making
packed or
money.
not, they need to. You could have 500 people in the club, but if they're not spending money on the bar, it's not.
I
worth a
suppose,
shit.
yeah, that's what I mean. They need
You
to
know,
be-
so
yeah.
it's not just about packing out the clubs.
Yeah.
It's you need to do something about the prices, or you need to do something about the.
Unless they get some sort of grants or something, and look, not a
Yeah.
grant just where here's you get the money to stay open. It should be here's a grant that you use towards creating an initiative.
It needs
for
to. There
the younger
needs to be
crowds
more
come in.
initiative. There
And
needs
the
to be.
older
There
crowds,
Definitely
needs
needs to be more initiative, like.
to make it more.
There needs
And
to
as
be
I
more
said,
support.
as I said earlier, big up to give us the night.
give us the night, yeah.
They're doing
Sunny
wonders
Star.
to try and make it
Yeah.
happen. But I suppose my concerns there was that I think I discussed it last time was. Are people really gonna, drink enough and spend enough money in the club between the hours of 3 and 6 to justify staying open for them extra hours to pay for the security?
No,
to
but
pay
they might
for-
do it between 9 and 12, so that then the bonus is from 12 till 4.
Well, the whole idea is if you're opening later, people can come out at 12 or 1 or 2
Yeah.
o'clock and still have the full night to go. So I suppose that might be the difference where people are showing up to the club later. Maybe now they're not gonna show
Yeah,
up as early
they'll
as they
show up
are.
at midnight,
So
like,
they're
yeah.
still spending later because they're showing up later. But
I think it'll be a
then
bit
you're
mixture.
losing the sales then earlier
Yeah.
that night. Then
I think it'll be a bit of a mixture, and I think it'll be up and down for the first while.
It's definitely.
I think, and then when people start bringing really big acts and people actually want to go see the DJs play long sets, you might see a bit of a turn. Like, I don't know. It's hard
I think
to tell.
it's a bit about education as well,
Yeah.
and people kind of learning that. To
But we
pace
do.
yourself
We
and that
need
you don't
longer
need to
sets
just-
as
Yeah.
DJs.
And also,
You know what I mean? We do need longer sets as DJs.
Not every club has to open till 6. Like not
Yeah.
every night event.
Oh,
has
yeah,
to
yeah.
open till 6.
That's a good point.
But it could start with like a festival being an all day, all night, like, or not even all day, but like starts at 6 and then goes to 6. Like you know what I mean? It could be that.
Yeah, well,
And just to
it
throw it
needs to
rather
be
than
the
having
right structure
every
as well,
second
because
club open.
the problem is a lot of the clubs are around surrounded by residential areas.
Yeah,
If
that's
you've got a
true.
lot of
Yeah.
you've got a gaffs, you've got a lot
Unless
of
they could try it
apartments.
with the likes of festivals, because I know, like with Tree Arena, I think has a curfew of 11. Crow Park has a curfew of 10:30 or something.
So even RDS has finished their gigs are finished at 11 for that silo
Yeah.
gig.
How do you?
That's
Yeah,
good.
'cause
That's
it's all
good for the
depends on
city
the
because
hours,
if you've got
yeah.
3,500 people in there,
It's going to be mental after that.
if
Isn't
you've got 3,500 people in there, not like
Five
it's
in the
you
morning
can't
for
fit
like
all
one
them
hour.
back into one club. So only clubs are going to benefit from that because people are going to spread out and go to different clubs for the
the
after
only
parties.
the only good like day festival kind of thing that I think that does it well is AVA up at the
I
north.
still need to go to that, man.
Oh my
man,
god,
no.
what a festival!
It's so sick.
It's such a good festival.
the
It's the only
lineups
festival
are-
I don't mind going to, and then not like staying.
The-
Like I don't mind
The
going.
lineups are always
coming
so
back
sick.
the next morning. Like it's so good. Like it's just
Yeah.
I haven't been in a few years myself now, but I used to go a lot.
You went down with Juji and
Yeah,
Colleen, didn't you?
went down there a few, I think 4 or 5 years now. But yeah, great setup down there.
Mm-hmm.
Great sound system. They had it in the B&Q warehouse one year. So like yeah, it was an old B&Q warehouse. Like
No way.
deadly. The boiler room was like in the B&Q bit now. Me and the lads on the boiler.
Speaking of boiler room, that Dublin one in the silo looked sick. Did you see any videos?
No, I didn't see that.
No.
Looked so good, man.
Forgot all about them.
Huge, like
that was
floating
open,
and they had
wasn't it?
everyone
Yeah.
in the back.
That was the
The
first
opening.
one.
No, there was the
Was
night
it?
before. Defected were in there.
Oh, the
night
fact
before.
was the 28th, wasn't it? Yeah.
Who else is there? Fucking
You've
Elrow?
got Elrow's coming
Elrow,
up on
yeah.
Paddy's Day. They
Yeah.
own it on Paddy's Day.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
How long is it going to be open for this soil? Or is it
For the foreseeable.
foreseeable? Yeah. I thought it was only going to be like a seasonal thing.
Well, I'm sure that like I presume they'd have some sort of contract with it there
Yeah.
for a certain
That's
amount of
only
time
big
and see
events
how it
as well,
goes.
like,
It is. It's big events. I think it's 3,500. I've heard rumours. I don't know if it's true or if it is a rumour that they're meant to be like 10,000 capacity for.
10,000.
Because did you know the way there's the extra warehouse connected onto the RDS? There's a
Yeah,
few.
yeah.
So apparently they're up. Whether it's 10 or 8 or 6, they're still upping it like fuck for Elrow.
Lethal.
That's the plan anyway. So it's meant to be huge. Yeah.
Elrow's gonna be sick. I'd say. You going to that?
I don't know what I'm doing Paddy's Day.
Seen.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Seen
for
Elrow.
dinner
I think.
tomorrow,
In,
Paddy's Day.
Maybe your own events it's coming up like around that one.
No idea. Can't plan that advance into the future.
yeah, I suppose. Too much.
Yeah.
It's that time of the year now.
Great to
isn't it?
see. But it's like Dublin's so small and there's so many people that do shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's mad. It's great to see, but it's also like it can be so conflicting sometimes as well. So many gigs on at the same time. And
Yeah. Depends who was on last night. If you were gonna do Yell or whatever. Like it's just
At least that famine, there's no
That's
gigs around.
the
There's
famine.
all the gigs that you have to throw
at
in.
least they're famine.
I'm
Yeah.
going to do
Just
an
a
hour
mad
here,
little
here,
scene.
here, and then
Yeah.
you're going to miss something anyway. So
Yeah.
that's why we just don't go to any of them.
Don't be like Sean. Come out and support your local acts.
I've earned me stripes.
Yeah.
He has, in fairness. He has.
Yeah. No, you have. You've done your time.
Exactly. Right, on that note, before it gets into me and we retirement.
Yeah. Let's retire here.
We retire
Yeah.
this episode.
Pleasure, lads. Absolute pleasure that
Yeah,
was. Yeah. Fair
absolutely.
play.
Nice
Right.
to come on, Scully.
Looking forward to the next few now. I'll be back.
You'll be back, definitely.
We'll get you in for a part 2 when there's
Yeah,
fucking
100%.
more releases out then as well. And
Oh yeah, a bit of an update on the
Yeah,
L music
yeah,
was. Yeah,
yeah.
100% lads. Yeah.
And
whatever you
look,
couldn't talk about
yeah,
today.
there might be
Yeah,
some days
exactly.
I can't jump on or you can't jump on. And
Oh yeah, 100%.
Ah, this
So I'll be here.
rotating panel.
Exactly. It's my fucking room now, so you'll have me in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just going to be making the tune, lads, and you shut up and
Yeah.
the headphones on.
Exactly.
No, we'll be doing rotating kind of panel all the time. It won't be just, you won't have to listen to my
You know, I like that idea. Like, I want to keep
Collie as well. It'll be back.
Yeah,
You know, we'll be.
and even if we do it all together, we get fucking more cheers. We'll make a thing of it. You know,
Yeah,
some
definitely.
cool guests and
Definitely, there's
down.
plenty more to come. But we hope you enjoyed that one. That
Yeah,
is
big
about
ups.
it for
Thank
episode 2 of the Illicit Lounge.
Yeah.
peace.
Hope everybody enjoyed. I hope it went a little bit more smooth than the last one. Apologies that we had to cut out. Scotty
Yeah.
had to have a bit of a cry.
Yeah, apologies for my emotions. Apologies if we were talking over a bit much. Yeah.
Anyways, listen,
We get
thanks to everybody for
ups.
tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.